Davidsz Heem was one of the most celebrated still life painters of the 17th century, and in this painting he really redefined the genre of still life. He was born in Utrecht in the northern Netherlands, and he spent the early part of his career there before travelling to and living in Antwerp. And he married the two great still life traditions of the northern and southern Netherlands. From the southern Netherlands, he took the monumental scale of artists like Rubens and Frans Snijders. His palette becomes a lot lighter and altogether more flamboyant, but he was true to his Dutch roots in the meticulous rendering of detail and his attention to detail in his still life paintings. In the early 1640s, he paints a series of works, of which this is the last. These works really cemented his reputation as the leading protagonist of the genre. This painting is a monumental vanitas. And the idea of a vanitas is to really underline that earthly wealth is ephemeral. There is quite a lot of underlying symbolism in the painting. So the apples relate to the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. There are grapes and glasses of wine referring to the redemptive nature of the Eucharist. There's a pipe, the embers of which have just been snuffed out. And that's evocative of the fact that life can so easily be snuffed out. Heem had a huge amount of fun in crafting the compositions. You enter the scene and there is this lavish banquet which has been sort of ravaged and abandoned. But actually, when you stand back and look at it, nothing is by chance. You have this very striking diagonal going through the composition that really adds dynamism and order to the scene as a whole. Not dissimilar to how Rubens was constructing his compositions, but rather than with still life objects, he was using figures. It's in beautiful original state. It is covered currently by an old degraded varnish, which has affected some of the tones. So what we've done is we've done these small cleaning tests, one here and one over near this very flamboyant signature, really just to show what beautiful state it is actually in underneath this layer of degraded varnish. Unlike the other three paintings from this group in the early 1640s, which have been accessible to the public, this one has not, having been in the same private collection for over 200 years. It's wonderfully untouched and in original state. It's really quite remarkable.